I was reading some of the comments under a video. The video was about someone who is claiming sovereignty, and there were people arguing underneath the video that if you do the crime, do the time, and this sort of thing. A lot of these people don't understand the simple fact that traffic court, which is what I think this person was participating in, it was never made clear, is not a crime, people. It's what they would just call a violation. There's no crime. There's no injury there. Now, for people who still support this, the whole traffic court sham, which is exactly what it is, and see my other videos and ongoing videos describing how huge of a sham it is. It's nothing but a legalized extortion process. Here's one example I want you to think about next time you're in traffic court to prove what a sham this is. Now, if you still support it, that's fine. Just acknowledge that I'm happy being a slave. I'm happy asking for the government to allow me to do privileges, such as driving my car. I'm happy to go to my king/God to ask permission. And I'm happy to have to go pay the government money if I don't do something they tell me to, even if I hurt no one. You have to be able to say, yes, that's me. I am happy living that way. When you go into a traffic court, if you plea bargain, which is what most people do, you are in effect committing a crime. You are participating in perjury. I've been to court many, many times. I've been in jail several times, all trying to assert rights for you, people like you who don't support the freedom movement, so that you'll always be able to say what you want and speak whatever you want about how happy you are about being able to be a slave and ask for permission to do things. During one of my many courtroom visits, countless times, I would say a solid 20% of the time of all of my courtroom visits combined, I would see a plea bargaining process take place whereby a person would plead guilty to a lesser charge, something that they did not do, such as speeding to parking. And what I saw over and over again, 20% of the time or more, perhaps even a full quarter of the time, the person, when asked to plead guilty to that charge, to complete the plea bargain, would say, no, I didn't do that. And the judge would have to look over to the public defender or their defense attorney and say, can you please speak to your client and get this straightened out? Once the client understood, oh, I have to lie now in order to make this work, then he pleaded guilty to something he did not do. Do you realize how extreme of a crime, something that you can go to jail for, perjury is? The traffic ticket court process depends on you participating in outright fraud and committing crimes to make it work. I have a little news flash for you. America was never intended to work this way. If you study law and study it hard, study case law from long ago, the Revolutionary War onward, you will discover that you are only supposed to go to court if there's an injury or a damage to someone. What we have now is the Minority Report, Tom Cruise's movie, The Minority Report, pre-crime, whereby you're going to court to pay money for violations while having not committed any crime at all, because those, quote, violations might injure someone, or so they say. That's their excuse. All it really is a revenue-raising scheme, legalized extortion. And when you study more about how traffic works, it's the greatest place to start because everyone has to deal with it. You'll discover that the whole statutized system is nothing but a fraud. And don't you think America's better than that? And if you begin to discover that all this stuff, a lot of these crazy patriot people, freedom movement people, is actually true, is that something that you support and would believe in as what America should be to set the example for the rest of humanity? I'm sure once you begin to learn it more, you'll discover it is absolutely not the example we should be setting. TheSunAbove.com. TheSunAbove.com.